with another Pick a Pile reading, and this one is called What Makes You Beautiful. I don't think I've ever read on this topic before. I might have made a post for Instagram once, but that was, I think, a while back. Yeah, anyway, I felt called towards this topic today because I woke up with a red nose and I realized that I was going to get a little pimple there. And so I decided to put on this cute little pimple patch, and I realized I'm never going to have this opportunity again. But I have a tiny little flower on the tip of my nose. So I decided to make a YouTube reading with it. Okay, so a little PSA, if that's the right way to use it. I personally feel that physical beauty is quite overrated. I just saw 111 while saying that. Says the girl with all the makeup on her face right now. But I mean, I'm speaking specifically in terms of all these people that I've met who tend to be quite obsessive towards physical beauty, the idea of being the most beautiful that you can be, and if there are features about you that you perceive as inherently ugly, and this is coming from a girl who sort of grew up calling herself ugly. Maybe that's how I came up with this opinion in the first place. But there's this sense of greed when it comes to beauty, when it comes to physical beauty, and that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be doing anything to take care of your body, to look good, to feel good in your body, because it feels good when you dress up, when you put on makeup, when you put on this flower crown that my friend made for me. Yeah, a while back, a couple of years ago. I might add her account to the description box. Yeah, it feels good to look good in your body, to put in efforts, to look beautiful. But that sense of greed, that sense of obsession, that sense of never feeling enough, like no matter how good you look, you constantly look out for things that you can improve, that can be better, that makes me feel like this. It makes me it makes me feel so frustrated because I think there's something beautiful about everybody out there, and they don't even need to change anything to find that beautiful part of themselves. But yeah, of course, this obsession with beauty, it's a collective thing, right? It's we've collectively created this desire, this bottomless desire. It's the fact that we've historically promoted unhealthy and unachievable beauty standards, and the fact that we're now using AI to create faces or models for fashion magazines. So yeah, I'm not trying to call anyone out here. I just feel like I want to create a space where you can leave feeling loved and seen for all that you already are. And physical beauty is great, and if certain physical features come through in this reading, I would love to channel that. But if the messages that come through are more about your behavior or your emotional body, like your kindness towards others or the depth at which you feel your emotions, and that is what spirit thinks is the most beautiful part about you, that doesn't mean that you're not physically attractive. Yeah, I just want you to know that. I just want you to know that you are a multi-dimensional being, and when people see you, they don't just see your face, they don't just see your body, they connect with your aura, your energy. They connect with the tiny little twinkle in your eyes. They connect with your smile and how genuine it is. The warmth in your voice. Yeah. And I hope you leave this reading feeling loved, and seen and admired. Yes, file selection. We have 3 groups as always to choose from. I have picked out 3 different objects, but I'm also going to pull out an oracle card. Yeah, later on camera. Okay, group 1 is this perfume. It says Amrita and it has the nargis scent. If you know what flower that is, it is usually available at flower shops. Flower shops around February, which is my birthday month, so it's one of my favorite flowers. Yeah. The second group is quite randomly this wrapping paper. I received I think a stationery order and it came wrapped in this paper and I thought it was so cute that I decided to save it. I might someday send a letter. It's plain from the back, but still wanted to show you. I might someday send someone a letter in this wrapper. That's group 2. And group 3 is one of my favorite mugs. Can I remember where I got this from? I don't think I can. I can guess, I will confirm if it's from the shop that I'm thinking, and I will add the link for this below as well. Okay, so moving on to the cards. Oh, about my thumb, it's a lot better now. It's a little swollen. I don't know if you can see it. It's better now, but it still hurts a little, and it hasn't completely healed yet. But I can shuffle the cards. So yeah, group 1. You have this image of boots and blue flowers. Are they forget-me-nots? I'm not sure. And a bee, and it says never stop wondering at the back. I like that. Group 2 is this crystal. Is it citrine? Maybe. I want to say orange citrine. Maybe the color orange is significant. And it says you are a rare find. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Group 3 is this hummingbird. Wow, and it says beauty is a nectar which intoxicates the soul by T.C. Henley. I don't know who that is. Okay. I will add a little. You have let your heart be your compass. That's not significant for the pile selection process at all, but it feels like the collective energy, and that's such a nice energy to sit with. I will add a little video with just the groups in them, and you can use that. You can pause the video there and take all the time that you need to pick your group. I'll see you in your reading. I have brought with me a little chocolate for this reading. I don't usually eat chocolates like this one anymore. I like Indian origin, authentic chocolate with nothing else added in it. It's just chocolate and milk. I love that. Yeah. But I really wanted to I had a little craving for this chocolate and I might munch on it during the reading. Okay, group 1. You fell drawn to this image or this perfume, and it says never stop wondering at the back. Let's pull out your cards. What makes you beautiful? I felt drawn to a lot of purple decks for today's reading. I wonder if the people that I'm reading for today, the collectives that I'm reading for today, are primarily starseeds, light workers. What makes group 1 beautiful? You have the beauty card. Love that. What makes group 1 beautiful? You have receiving with opening self to worthiness and the number 38. I also want to show you the back of the deck energy. This is the skeleton card. Something about your collarbones, maybe, or your cheekbones. Yeah, something about something about your. I'm even hearing rib cage. Maybe your upper body specifically is quite attractive to people. What makes group 1 beautiful? Ooh. You have sex with the number 44. I wasn't expecting this card to come out. Ooh, okay. So that's sort of like a confirmation that this group is specifically for physical beauty, physical features that make you attractive. I want to show you the back of the deck energies, but I keep getting distracted, and I keep there's this sense of moving one step faster than the pace that is either natural to me or the pace at which my body is comfortable. Like my mind is moving more quickly, or some part of me is just ahead than the rest of me. I don't know what that's about. You have belonging with healing and community in the number 11, and you have the sing card. So your voice, and with belonging again, it's this group is mostly about how other people perceive you, like the energy that you bring in when you walk into the room, the impact that you have on others when they see you for the first time. Oh my god, I just heard your first impression on others is bomb ass. I don't even know what that means. It's almost like they're shook. They can't, their jaws drop. Their jaws drop like they can't believe. They can't believe the beauty that they've just looked at. Wow. Mind blown. See, that's the bomb ass energy. They feel mind blown when they see you. You have boundaries, and it says, where do you need to establish better boundaries? That's not it. It is significant to some extent. You have the yes card at the back of the deck, and it says just say yes. So it's about your aura specifically. It's like people can sense how protected you are. I just heard the words divine beauty. It's like people know that someone as beautiful as you, as physically attractive as you, is going to have a lot of divine protection, energetic protection, aura protection around them naturally. And I'm specifically hearing ancestors. You have a lot of ancestral protection around you just because of how attractive you are. That's so cool. It's fierce, honestly. It's like people see you. Some of you might have a resting bitch face. It's like people see you and they can sense that they won't be able to get access to your energy that easily. I just saw 1414 as confirmation. You do have a kind energy to you. You are kind. There's a sense of peace and harmony to you. You're sweet, you're gentle. It's like a lotus, or flowers like roses with thorns, for instance. But I clearly saw a lotus, and how it's in the middle of a pond. People would have to do a lot to feel worthy of you. they would have to, I want to say, travel long distances, which does not have to be physically at all. It's more emotional, it's more mental, it's energetic. They would have to travel long distances to reach you, to be able to connect with you, to again get access to your energy. It's like they see you and they can tell that you're going to have your walls up, that you're going to have strong boundaries around you. And again, it's because of how beautiful you are. I'm also channeling some tiger energy right now. I don't know about anywhere else, but in India, you do see tigers as, especially the face, you see it as such a, not just a ferocious, but a beautiful animal. The features, the details, even elephants and animals that have these, or like cows with those soulful, serene eyes. I don't know how else to put this except that when people see you, or just in your natural state, I want to say, just by existing, you demand angelic protection. There are so many words just being thrown at me right now. You have a lot of protection around you. The fact that I was channeling some ancestral energy, and the fact that I just started to connect with spirit animals, and now there's an angelic protection energy. You are highly, highly protected by the divine. And all the spiritual realms, they know that someone like you, someone serene and peaceful and beautiful, and someone who's just, who's graceful, who makes people feel in awe of you just by existing. They know that someone like that needs protection, and that's why that protection is there without you even asking for it. I'm seeing a card from my own deck right now. It's the tulip card. I mean, when I was painting that card, I was thinking of a tulip, but the name of the card is an opening. So it's like you, again, going back to that kind energy that I felt. You are a very open person, but spirit makes sure, spirits or spirit makes sure that your energy is perceived as intimidating, as distant, as detached, so that only the right person, again, only the right people can do the task of traveling. I keep seeing someone walking through water to reach that lotus. Yeah. So that only the right, the worthy people who are capable of putting in the effort. And when I say effort, I mean mental, emotional labor, to be at the same openness as you, to be at the same level of maturity as you, emotional maturity and mental maturity, who are as loving and giving and kind as you, or as patient and understanding and forgiving as you. Spirit makes sure that only those people can reach you. Does that make sense? It's like, on one hand, the moment people see you, they're in awe of you. They can't believe that someone like you exists, or that they finally they finally laid eyes on someone like you. I'm going back to that um, sex energy. I don't want to keep saying the word again and again. I don't even know if YouTube allows that. Anyway, yeah. So right, so you are incredibly physically attractive, and I think this card is also here as a sign that you're especially attractive to the opposite gender, or the gender that you feel attracted to. And so their first response is shock. It's shock. They're mind blown. They can't believe that they just laid eyes on someone like you. And yet there is also, I'm hearing disturbance in the energetic field. Again, it's all about what you do to the energy of the room the moment you walk in. They know that you're protected. They know that they just can't reach out to you. They know that they just can't walk up to you and start talking to you. I'm hearing they need a moment or two to prepare themselves to approach you, to talk to you. Oof, I like that. You're beautiful, but your beauty is incredibly intimidating to people. It makes them, I don't want to use that word, but that's what I'm hearing, it makes them feel worthless. That's not intentional on your part, of course. Again, this energy of intimidation, this energy of making people feel like you're out of their league, that's spirit's work, that's spirit making sure that only the right people approach you, only the right people enter your energetic field. I like that. Alright, I was going to show you the tulip card. Is that even necessary, spirit? I'm not sure. I connected with that card because again, there's a sexual energy here. There's a very sensual sexual energy. So this could specifically be talking about romantic interests or people who are physically interested in you. I also wonder if that message, where do you need to establish better boundaries, is actually guidance for you. It's almost like spirit is asking you to remember your own worth. Remember that you deserve more, that you should have high standards. You deserve to have high standards. You're worthy of stronger, stricter boundaries. If you're scared that if your boundaries are too strong, your walls are up too high, then you're going to end up feeling lonely. That's why the receiving card is here. You need someone who can appreciate your beauty, who knows your worth. And it's better to be lonely than to be with the wrong people who I'm hearing who treat you like dirt. Yeah. I wanted to get one more card. Even as I'm shuffling this deck, a part of me is overwhelmed. It's like, I love this so much. It's like people feel shocked when they first see you, but then they get to know you and they realize that you're even more amazing, that you're not just physically attractive, you're genuinely such a nice person. And I'm hearing shockwaves, and I feel so overwhelmed and shaky in my body. I wonder if this is the energy of, again, specifically romantic interests, romantic partners, like people who are dating you, who want to approach you, who are interested in you. They speak to you, and all they feel is just there's so many butterflies and such nervousness, and again, there's a shakiness, and that might not be, once again, it's not your intention to create such a response in their systems, but that's again spirit doing its job. Spirit making sure. I keep wanting to say spirits, so it's not just one guardian angel or one ancestor or one deity looking after you. It's multiple beings constantly making sure that you're safe, that you're protected, and that you're only dealing with the right people. Now I'm feeling called to say that if at different points of your life you have either been rejected, or you've had to let go of people one way or another, or if people have spontaneously just unexpectedly left your life, that's divine protection too. That's spirit making sure. And I think this is more than just romantic energy, it's also talking about your platonic connections. People unexpectedly leaving your life, it's divine protection. It's spirit making sure that only the worthwhile soul connections stay in your life. You have I have permission with number 22. What did I just connect with? There was a message. There was a very clear message with I have permission. This is a message about clarity. It's a message about, again, you needing to hold high standards for people. There is a constant nagging energy here. What if I end up all alone? What if I keep rejecting people and I never find anyone? What if I keep cutting off ties with old friends or people that I don't get along with, and I'm left all by myself? And with I have permission here, right next to the boundaries card, Spirit is saying that that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Again, it's better to be lonely. It's better to be all alone than to be with the wrong people, to be with the people who don't see you or treat you the way that you deserve. You have I am a problem solver. I feel like this is Spirit saying that the right people are coming your way. And with this just say yes energy here. It's like when you start saying yes to the right people, to the right soul connections, to the right, I want to say, relationship dynamics, people who treat you like the way that you deserve, that's when you will start to attract. For somebody here, this is very, very, very romantic energy, because I just heard highest aligned partner. By saying yes to the right people, even if it's just one person, you create the channel, you create the pathway for more aligned connections to enter your world. Yeah. I feel like in this reading, Spirit just wants you to realize again. I just heard how bomb ass you are. I do not like that word, but that's what I keep hearing. Spirit needs you to realize that you're amazing AF and you need to start acting like that. Did I tell you? Did I give you the message about your voice with the sing card here? Your voice is beautiful. If you sing, you're a beautiful singer. People love hearing you talk. They just love listening to you talk. They love hearing your voice. They love. I'm also hearing they love watching you sing. So if you for instance post videos of yourself singing, people love watching you sing in that manner. I'm also hearing something about a bathroom singer. So even your neighbors, when they hear you singing, they love that. Maybe that's why the community card is here. Belonging, healing in community. This is making me think of bird songs as well. A songbird. Like morning time specifically, when you hear birds, it's so healing for your nervous system. Maybe that's the kind of impact that you have on the people around you, that your voice has on the people around you. Or if you sing, then you're singing. Yeah, let's move on to the tarot. You have 38 twice here. That could be a significant age. 38 reduces to 11. You have 11 here. That's what I was thinking. You also have 22 here. And you have 44 here. 11, 22, 44, 11, 11. I'm hearing that these are all signs from your spirit guides. These are the spirit guides. And they're all master numbers, master angel numbers. That's the right term. These are all signs from your spirit guides that they're looking after you, that they're protecting you. If I just want to say this, if you feel like your relationships tend to fail and you're scared that it's because of you, it's because there's something wrong with you, then this is spirit saying that it's really just divine protection. You can trust that the right people will enter your world when the time is right, and the unaligned people will leave your life, even if it does not make a lot of sense to you. That's the divine protection around you. Trust the universe knows best. You have judgment here. It's that same energy again, needing to set high standards, needing to remember your true worth. I'm also hearing moth to flame. It's that same energy, like someone as not just physically attractive, but someone who embodies such a high vibrational energy, given the kind of openness and kindness that you embody, that you hold within yourself. Someone like you is going to attract a lot of energy vampires. It's going to attract, you are going to attract people who don't deserve your time and space. And that's exactly why you're supposed to surrender to the universe and let her take care of your relationships. Let her deal with who's supposed to be in your life and who is not. We'll get 4 cards. You have the 8 of Cups. You may have recently let go of some people or somebody specifically. Or maybe this is talking about the further past. And again, it's all divine protection. You have the Four of Wands. Oh my god, that's such a beautiful sign. This is Spirit saying that you will have the community that you desire. You will have the romantic partner that you desire. The Four of Wands is a card of both community and romantic union. It's also a card of weddings, marriage, celebration, pregnancy, things like that. You will find the right people. They will enter your world. Then you have the Death card. Your relationships will go through the rebirth that you're so deeply desiring right now. You have the Tower at the back of the deck. Again, this could be the energy of the recent past or the further past, this sense of loneliness, this sense of grief, feeling like you're all alone in the darkness, like you'll never find the right person or the right people. Yeah. And this is Spirit saying that this will change. This energy will change. You will find the right person or the right people. For some of you with the Four of Wands here, this is specifically your family, like your biological family or your chosen family. I'm also feeling drawn to all the different skin tones here, and I wonder if your soul family includes people from other countries, from other ethnicities. Yeah. Ooh, maybe that's why you have never stopped wandering here. I was trying to connect with this energy earlier as well, and all I kept thinking was you walking into different rooms and people feeling drawn to you, people feeling attracted to you. But with this message specifically, you will meet your people while traveling, while exploring different lands, different communities, different cultures, different countries. Yeah. Maybe your future partner, maybe your future spouse is actually from a different country or ethnicity. Yeah. Tell me more, Spirit. I'm connecting with the tulip energy again. There is a need for you to let go of assumptions. If you've always had a certain idea, a specific idea of the kind of person that you thought you would end up with, or maybe this is talking about the people that you've been with until now, that you've been friends with until now, then this card is asking you to be open to newness, to be open to just exploration, I want to say. I'm not saying that you now have to actively reach out to people from different communities and try and force a friendship with them, but keep your options open, or at least set that intention. Let the universe know that you are open to new experiences, new people, new backgrounds, or something. Is there anything else, Spirit? Anything else? I'm feeling that sexual energy again. What's that about, Spirit? There is a need for more discernment here. Again, it's that same energy. There is a need for you to be more discerning with the people that you are physically intimate with. Yeah. There's a few things to say about that, but I'm going to leave it here because I think if I do add to it, it will sound a bit just not nice. But yes, be more discerning about the people that you're physically intimate with. I will leave that there. With Four of Wands and Death card here, and the Eight of Cups as well, August, 4 weeks or months from now, and Scorpio season or energy could be significant. TH38, TH44, angel numbers like 1111, 1144, 1138, and you also have 45 at the back of the deck. So for somebody that could be significant as well. And you have 55 right underneath it. Something about repeating numbers, double digits. Yeah. Is that it, Spirit? Are we done? And you have 22 as well, so 1122 as well. Anything else, Spirit? The date 16 to 20 may be significant. I just realized that you have 44, 4, and death, which is number 13, and it reduces to 4. So 4, 4, 4, 4. Lots of angel numbers for this group. These are all signs of divine protection. These are also signs that your soul family is on the way. These are all signs asking you to be patient, asking you to have trust, asking you to have faith that you're protected, that you're safe, that you're loved, and the universe is constantly watching you. I want to talk a little bit about this card. These are orange flowers that I saw while coming back home, and these were supposed to be leaves, and this brown part was the wall. So I'm also thinking of flowers growing out of concrete. Okay, that's not your energy. We've already moved on to group 2's energy, and I didn't even realize it. Anyway, group 1. I'm going to leave your reading there. I guess we're done with all the messages. Thank you so much for being here. Maybe see you in the next one. I just saw 36, 16, and the tower is number 16. So 16 could also be significant for somebody here. I already mentioned 16 to 20, right? Yeah, as dates. But it could also be an angel number. Yeah. Thank you for being here, my friend. My brother told me to ask people to like, comment, and subscribe, but I don't really like doing that. But now that I've mentioned it, I'm going to ask you to like, comment, and subscribe. I don't like that at all. Thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye. Group 2. You fell drawn to the crystal card or this wrapping paper, and it says you are a rare find, which is so fitting with the topic of this reading. Something about a gift. Someone wants to give you a gift. Or something about people wanting to spoil you. Oh, I like that. I like that. It could be a couple of different things, so take whatever resonates. Your love language could be gift giving. Someone around you would love to shower you with gifts and affection, and someone wants to spoil you. Or maybe in general, when people they see you, they just immediately want to spoil you for some reason. Okay, so I've shuffled all the decks except this one, and I haven't started pulling out your cards yet, but this card, I got it for group 1. And towards the end of their reading, I started talking about this card, and I realized that it wasn't their energy, it was yours. So I was talking about how I saw these flowers on my way back home, and these were supposed to be the leaves, those. This was the wall, the brown wall, and there were these flowers and leaves growing along one of the sides. And the energy that I was connecting with was, again, it was similar to this you are a rare find energy. I was thinking of flowers growing out of concrete, and that's you. That's your beauty. Yeah, I just wanted to add that. That was the first message that came through for you. You are like a flower growing out of concrete. Someone wants to take care of you. Just now, as I was saying, you are a flower growing out of concrete. I connected with the energy of hardships. Like, you've had a difficult journey in life. You've had a challenging life. And there's someone who recognizes that, who sees your depth, who sees the depth of your experiences and they want to take care of you. I'm hearing they want the permission to take care of you because they know that you've had it tough. Or maybe this is talking about something more recent, you've had a difficult time recently. And I just heard they want to spoil you. I'm thinking of someone being sick and someone else, specifically a partner, but it could also be anyone. It could be a roommate, it could be a friend, it could be a parent. Someone wants to come over and make you soup and clean your room and just take care of you while you're unwell. Yeah. Okay. So you have the incomplete card. I'm getting some divine counterpart energy with this card. And you have the Kundalini awakening or the ascension card. Let's see what that's about. What's beautiful about group 2? You have the, what was this card? Transmutation card. Okay. Somebody here, this could also be your higher self coming through, your soul coming through, asking you to take better care of yourself, to recognize your own beauty, your own worth, and to cherish yourself. I wonder if this is the energy that you bring to the table. You're the kind of person who likes spoiling people with gifts, who likes taking care of people. Yeah, because the topic is what makes you beautiful, and yet it kind of feels like there are other energies interfering with this reading. Take whatever resonates. Both of these interpretations could also be true. You have Moon Path, taking the next right step with the number 25. Someone aged 25, someone you met. In 2025, someone born on the 25th. And you have self-trust, building trust with yourself, building safety with yourself. Yeah. So it could be your higher self coming through to tell you that the care and kindness that you offer to others can also be offered to yourself. You have play, have fun, celebrate. Don't be so serious. On one hand, I feel like this is your energy, but at the same time, this playful, caring, loving energy is something that you offer to others. You often leave it for others, you save it for others, and this is your higher self saying, why not give it to yourself sometime? Why not offer yourself the same level of kindness and care? You have Imrama. Where are you being called to journey to? Again, it's a mixture of both energies. With Imrama here, I felt someone wanting to travel to see you, and again to take care of you, especially for those of you who are in a long distance relationship. And again, that relationship could be platonic or romantic. You have I embrace change with the number 20 again. And you have I am a problem solver. This came out for group 1 at the back of the deck as well. What's beautiful about group 2? You have read, you have the number 42 here. Ages like 24, 42 could be significant. The date 24 could be significant. You have 37 and music. I feel like I've pulled out all the cards and yet something's missing. Let me get the tarot cards as well. What's beautiful about group 2? You have the 8 of Cups, which again came out for group 1. It's almost this sense of a missing element. I also keep hearing certain words that I see a face looking at me right now, but it's not in the trees. Someone has left their clothes for drying, and it's jeans hanging upside down, and I can see the back pockets, and they kind of look like eyes, and they're staring right at me. You have the 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, I was saying that I keep hearing certain terms that don't really make sense as of now. I heard codependency just now, and earlier I heard attention seeker. Tell me more, Spirit. You have the Three of Pentacles. What's beautiful about group 2? Okay. You have the Four of Cups. And you have the Emperor at the back of the deck. Okay. The kind of structure that you bring to other people's lives. I'm specifically thinking of, it could be work related, but it could also be, because I'm specifically thinking of roommates, so it could also be talking about your living situation. It's the way that you maintain a home. It's if you like to cook, for instance, or something about organization, something about keeping your home clean. I don't know, what you bring to the table is beautiful. It's the most beautiful part about you. And specifically in a very material sense. The Seven of Pentacles is, again, it's making me think of that soup energy, wanting to go over to someone's place, someone who's sick, and wanting to cook them dinner. The physical structure that you bring into other people's lives, it's highly appreciated. And again, it's both at work, it's at home, it's in all of your relationships. And yet, with the incomplete card here, and that Eight of Cups energy, and that Four of Cups energy, something is missing. I am going back to that message about how you do a lot for others, but you often struggle to do the same for yourself. And maybe that's why the Seven of Pentacles is here, about reprioritizing certain things in your life and redirecting your energies towards yourself, towards building a structure for your own self. It's like I'm thinking of those reels on Instagram where people they record videos of themselves cooking for their partners, and it's like this lavish colorful meal, but when they're cooking for themselves, it's like half cooked, out of the packet kind of food. Yeah. And again, with have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. This play energy, you bring humor to other people's lives. You bring in this light-hearted energy. The fact that I felt called to do just that, it's that comical, non-serious joker kind of energy, but not in the sense of immaturity. You just know how to turn around a random Tuesday. You just know how to make someone's day. I'm thinking of flowers. Again, it's that gift energy again. You randomly doing things for others. Your love language could be acts of services. Yeah. That's the most beautiful thing about you. How you take care of others, how you take care of the people that you love. I just saw a beautiful car. I mean, the color of the car was beautiful. It was like a rust orange. What's that about, Spirit? And with read here, I'm thinking of parents reading stories, nighttime stories for their kids. Someone in the hospital, and you visiting them and reading them something, reading them one of your favorite stories. What is this about, Spirit? Again, it's like I can connect with your energy. I'm sitting with your energy, and yet I can tell something's missing, something's not clicking. You are a rare find. Oh, I wish I could give you a hug, group 2. Oh God, I'm gonna cry. You feel like, a part of you feels like you're running around and doing so much for everybody, and yet there's no one to do the same for you. I mean, that's why I heard codependency. That's why I heard attention seeker. The fact that you keep going out of your way to do things for people it's a cry for help. It's you asking, it's you begging them to do more for you as well. And that's why that energy of your higher self saying that you can offer the same kindness, the same presence, the same efforts to yourself. Maybe that's why I sense that divine counterpart energy at the start. You have the Emperor at the back of the deck too. There is a right fit for you. There is a person out there who will love you the way that you want, the way that you keep unconditionally loving others. But with Imrama here, I wonder if you have to take some sort of a risk to find this person. With Moon Path taking the next right step, I am a problem solver. The Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups, all of these cards, it kind of feels like you need to change something here. For some of you, this has to do with traveling. Like you will meet this counterpart of yours in a different place than where you currently are. This place could also be mental and emotional, if not physical. But there's something about a stretch here. Like you need to go out of your own way to find or create this energy. Have I embraced change here? It's a lot of things at once. On one hand, again, travel could be significant. I'm also thinking about relocation right now. Like you'll have to move to another neighborhood, another city, another country to find this person. With I embrace change here, this could also be internal change. Like something within you needs to shift for you to attract this energy. It could also be talking about your own boundaries, like you needing to be more specific with whom you share your time and energy. You needing to stop overgiving, essentially. Or for somebody here, this is talking about your own patterns. Something about your patterns, either in relationships, but I'm also thinking of toxic habits, tendencies that need to shift. Your own thought patterns, maybe. Take whatever resonates. With Seven of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles here, and the Eight of Cups as well, your sense of commitment also needs to be looked at. And again, your relationships with others is a reflection of the relationship that you have with yourself. If you find yourself overgiving to other people, even when you're not receiving enough in return, it's trying to tell you something. It's reflecting something within you. I'm hearing it's a reflection that you are not committed enough to yourself. You're okay with people crossing your boundaries. You're okay with being drained for others. I just heard someone say that's not right. Again, that's your higher self. There needs to be an ascension, an awakening, an important change here. I want to have some chocolate. Something needs to change about you, how you show up in relationships, your commitment towards others. Only then will you find this person that you're currently seeking. People love you for all that you do for them. I can sense your soul family coming through and saying that we wish you would do more for yourself too. It's Seven of Pentacles and Three of Pentacles here. The next 7 months, and I want to say for somebody here, the next 3 years are significant, specifically for your healing journey that you are now feeling called to pursue. The year 2027 could also be significant, or this time frame between 2025 to 2027 is specifically coming through. The dates 24, 25 could also be ages for somebody here. The angel number 2020, maybe something about the year 2020. 37 and 38 as well as ages, 42 as well. Is there anything else, Spirit? The angel number 777 and 666. I just want to say you are worthy. You are worthy of what you desire, and you are worthy of commitment, not just from another being but towards your own self. I saw 57 at one point. It could be a significant age. I was also thinking that it reduces to 12. So 12 or December could also be important. With the Seven of Pentacles, I also want to mention July. And with the Three of Pentacles, I want to mention March, August, and April as well. I kind of want to sing. I want to sing so that I can help you release this. But what should I sing, Spirit? You can skip this part. I believe that's your reading. Kind of just want to sit in your energy so that I can hold space for you, be present with you. I just want to say you deserve healing, you deserve commitment, you deserve love. I wanted to say you deserve the change that you desire. And you are worthy of working hard for it. तेरी आँखें जो नम है, इनमें जो गम है, छोड़ के सुबह पे करे यकीन, ओ ये जो झूमता सावन है. I can't remember the lyrics after that. तेरी मुस्कान से है बनी, ओ तेरी आँखों की चहक को न जाने कैसी रात मिल गई, न जाने कैसी रात मिल गई. Don't mind the off tune. The off tune singing. न जाने कैसी रात मिल गई. I can keep singing. I can keep singing. But I'll stop here. That was your reading, Group 2. Such different energy from Group 1's. Group 1 felt like a rush, and yours kind of feels like time has slowed down now. Yeah. I leave you here, Group 2. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. My brother told me to tell everyone to like, share, and subscribe and comment, so I'm just going to do that using his name. Yeah. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Group 3. You fell drawn to the hummingbird, which says beauty is a nectar that intoxicates the soul, or the mug. Such a pretty combination. There's something here about, I don't really like this. Something here about how you often go out of your own way to take care of others. That's quite similar to Group 2's energy, but this feels more painful, it feels more physical. Like I'm not purposefully, but I'm almost hurting my body to take care of the ones that I love. We'll see what that's about. You have the distortion card here. Let's see. You have the butterfly card at the back of the deck. What's beautiful about group 3? What makes them beautiful? You have wild energy, focusing your creative power with the number 13. Scorpio energy could be significant. Soft breeze allowing ease and flow with the number 4. Aries energy could be significant. What makes group 3 beautiful? You have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? This came out for group 1 as well. My voice feels quieter, softer. Again, it's something about you putting aside your own needs, you making yourself small for the sake of others. Why is that? Why is that coming through? You have dance with life, do something to change your energy. Because that's not something worth celebrating, you know. You have plan a vacation with the number 39, which could be a significant age. You also have massage at the back of the deck. And the number 34, again, which could be a significant age. You have I am authentic with the number 37. The 30s are significant for this group. I am responsible for my life with number 5. That's Taurus energy. I've pulled out all the oracle cards and it doesn't feel enough. It feels like I need more, or I thought there would be more. You have the 4 of Pentacles. What makes group 3 beautiful? You have the Emperor. That's 444 with the number 13, which reduces to 4. The 4 of Pentacles and the Emperor, which is a number 4 card. And you also have another 4 at the back of the deck, so 4444, which again it came out for group 1. You have the 7 of Pentacles. So many of these cards are repeating even though I shuffled them pretty well. You have the King of Pentacles and you have the Hermit at the back of the deck. The fact that I'm avoiding eye contact right now, I don't want to look at the camera, I don't want to look at the screen. What's this about? All the cards feel jumbled. It almost feels like you've been basing your worth on things that you may perceive to be important, like your financial status specifically, or again your physical beauty, or something about your performance, the way that you perform and show up in front of others. But your true beauty lies in your inherent, innate power. What is that power, Spirit? I can use words like stability, and since you have wild energy here, your creativity, but there's more to it. It's how you connect with the ethereal realms, ethereal visions. You are quite psychic and intuitive when you're constantly in communication with spiritual realms, even if you don't realize it. And you're always channeling ideas from spirit, through spirit. And you're always grounding them in reality. And that is what makes you beautiful. So this group could hold a lot of artists and creatives. And with distortion here, I also like to think of this card as an overflowing card, like a river, an uncontrollable, powerful river. What's most beautiful about you is your connection with spirit. Again, regardless of whether you are aware of it or not. And yet you tend to focus on these very physical aspects of your creations. So the kind of engagement that your social media pages receive, the amount of money that you're able to make out of your creations, things like that. And Spirit is saying that the very fact that you're able to ground these creations in reality itself is insane. It's commendable. Not everyone is able to do that. So, with the boundaries card here, there is a need for you to set boundaries with your own mind and learn how to prioritize the right things mentally, emotionally. Focus on, I want to say, the true measurements of your success. There's more here. What is it, Spirit? Seven of Pentacles, the Emperor, the King of Pentacles. You will have the success and abundance that you desire. You will have the financial growth and prosperity that you want. And with Four of Pentacles here, the next 4 years could specifically be a significant time frame. Or again, I mentioned the 30s and the specific ages that came through, 34, 37, 39. Meanwhile, your task is to nurture your gifts. To also, if you're older than your 30s, then the decade 2030, that decade could be significant. Yeah, your task is to nurture your gifts right now, to nurture your creativity. Because what's most beautiful about you is, what makes you beautiful is your mind, the way that you think, the way that you look at the world, the way that you perceive beauty. What's most beautiful about you is your ability to find beauty in the smallest of things. I'm thinking of photographers right now. I'm thinking of poets as well. I'm thinking of writers who describe the simplest of things with the most beautiful words. Yeah. You make the mundane special. You, as an artist, are the reason why the world looks so beautiful. You make people see things from a different lens. That again feels like a reference to photography for somebody here. And since you have Dance with Life, this could also be performances. Yeah, I'm thinking of classical dancing right now, and with all those expressions, those hand gestures, and how even without using words, you're narrating a story. Yeah, your creations are incredibly powerful. And the fact that you're able to bring them forth, the fact that you're able to I wanted to say that you're able to materialize them perfectly upon earth, on this earth. And yet, I heard that all your creations are perfect. It's not that you're doing the job perfectly, it's that whatever you create will be perfect innately, inherently. Whatever comes out of you, whatever is created through you, will be beautiful. It will be a masterpiece. And again, if you keep focusing on external validation, you will miss out the beauty that you have created with your own two hands. That's why there is a need for you to shift your focus. Beauty is a nectar which intoxicates the soul. Your soul is here to witness beauty. And that's the most beautiful part about your existence. Just you being able to notice beauty and give it a form, give it a shape through which others can appreciate it too. You remind people of all the beauty that exists in our world, in humanity, in nature, yeah, in all the beings of the earth. and even the inanimate things, objects that exist in our world. Again, I'm thinking of light falling a certain way in a certain corner of a certain room, and you taking a little picture and writing a beautiful caption about the play between light and shadow. Yeah, you create beauty with your hands. Everything that you create is a masterpiece, is an artwork. It's a piece of beauty. That's that's your essence. Yeah. I want to say you will have a lot of money. I want to say you will have a lot of money in life, and especially doing this particular hobby of yours, even if you're not actually planning to make it a full time career or profession, it has a lot of potential for abundance and it will be divinely timed. Yeah, I just want to say that you will have a lot of money in life, and yet your task is to make sure that you're not hyper fixated on it. Yeah. With plan a vacation here, it's again that energy of divine timing. Plan a vacation, I am authentic, and the Four of Pentacles. Like you need to become a certain version of yourself before this abundance can find you. Until then, you keep perfecting your art, you keep perfecting this skill of yours. And that skill could be anything, by the way. There was a moment where I connected with stand up comedy for a second. It could be anything at all. There is a creative skill or hobby or passion project that is going to bring in a whole lot of success and abundance, especially financial abundance for you. And it might not be the right time for it yet, but you don't have to worry about that. You just have to keep working hard on it, keep connecting with it, keep creating, because it's through your creations that you will become that version of yourself. I'm connecting with that message of I am authentic, that you will create, you will cultivate and embody that aligned, authentic, inspired, powerful version of yourself. Yeah, that will lead you to the abundance that's awaiting you. Okay, okay. I just lost myself for a bit, and again, that's a reflection of how strong of a connection you have with spirit. Even when, even if you don't recognize it, even if you don't realize that you have this connection, it's there. And when you're connecting with your art, what you're really doing is channeling. What's most beautiful about you, I keep repeating myself, but what's most beautiful about you is your connection with spirit. It's your ability to channel all this beauty from the higher realms and then share it with the world. I'm also thinking of movies right now. With Massage here and Dance with Life and The Hermit as well, there is a need for self care here, especially on a physical level. You need to take better care of your body. With Soft Breeze and I Am Responsible for My Life, you're trying to force the abundance in your world. And Spirit is saying that that's not needed. It's divinely timed. It's slow moving, but it's going to come in. It's going to happen. Yeah. It's going to unfold at the most perfect time. You just need to keep improving your skills, your art, your whatever it is that you're working with, and keep taking care of your body. Yeah, that's why the Four of Pentacles is here as well. When you start embodying devotion towards yourself and this particular skill or hobby of yours, abundance will cultivate on its own. I just saw 2222 as confirmation. That sense of commitment and devotion, it should be towards your craft, it should be towards your own self, your body, not towards, not that greedy, obsessed energy of money, you know? Yeah. Money itself is not bad. It's the way that we approach it that makes it look like a bad thing. With soft breeze allowing flow and ease, the more you ease up, the more effortlessly money and abundance will enter your world. Yeah. Some of you really needed to hear that money is entering your world, even if it's slow moving. The Seven of Pentacles here, the next 7 months could be significant. And with King of Pentacles here, the kind of abundance that you build in this lifetime will last for generations. I really wanted to add that. And that will be the last message for your reading. Thank you, Group 3. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Oh, right, my brother told me to tell everyone to like, comment, subscribe, and share. So I'm just going to do that. Okay, bye bye.